So we started off this episode of Sandlot Sports talking about the NFL draft and what teams did, and then it quickly transitioned to the NBA playoffs, where things are going, the legacy of Kevin Durant, the legacy of LeBron James, of Joel Embiid, where these teams are going to go, specifically the Lakers and the Suns, have mortgaged their future and where they're going to go from here. We talk about how good the Magic are doing, how they are ahead of the schedule, what they need to do to improve. And then we get into our Florida segment where we just talk about just the dumbass things that are Florida. And if you like what we're doing, please do not forget to like and subscribe to us. We're on Apple Podcast, iHeart Podcast, wherever you may get your podcast. We're on YouTube. Please follow us. Please leave us a comment. We love to talk with you guys. Love to get back to you. So please reach out. Welcome to the One Sports Podcast in Sanford, Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capison. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
Anthony Edwards is special, y'all.
Yeah, he's something. And BJ Thomas.
Anthony Edwards might be my favorite player in basketball. My former favorite player in basketball, Kevin Durant's looking like a chump.
Yes. I do want to talk about the NBA, but before I do, I want to talk about a better sport. I'm going to talk about football. I'm talking about the NFL.
Why you have to be so divisive?
It's America. That's what we do. So the NFL draft was last week, and I'm an idiot. I mean, I think we've all established 3 years on this podcast, but can someone explain to me, like I'm 5, what the hell the Atlanta Falcons are doing?
I think they took the best player available.
Yeah.
Who's not going to play?
You are the one who always preaches about the young quarterback sitting behind a veteran, and now he has a chance to do that.
But
and now you're complaining about it?
They just signed Kurt for $140 million.
You are the one who always says that the best thing for a young quarterback is to sit behind a veteran.
And
he's going to have a year or two of sitting behind Kirk Cousins.
That is true.
There's nothing else you can say. Just say, yes, I'm sorry, I will move on.
By the time he plays, he's not going to be a young quarterback. He's going to be
Kirk
27,
Cousins
20.
is 30-something years old.
Coming off an Achilles, yes.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, they're going to get out from under Kirk's contract and still be on Penix's rookie deal.
That after 3 years is when they can get out from under that contract.
And they'll be on Penix has a 4-year deal. Am I not mistaken?
It's 4 plus 1.
The player option for 5.
Yeah, it's 4 plus 1.
Everything's gravy. They're going to have 2 years of a rookie contract.
Yeah.
And he's still going to be sitting and learning and getting better.
Yeah.
I'm confused that you led to that question. Anybody that's listened to the show for more than a year is like, what the fuck's wrong with Adam right now?
Yeah, and plus, I think what his name is, Terry Fontenot. What's his name? I think Terry Fontenot, whatever.
Hey,
anyway.
He looked like he was sweating in that picture with Arthur Blank, though.
Hell yeah! The thing about it is, he knows that his ass is on the line because they're like, hey, we have to lose the seasons. Like, we need to win somewhere. And he's like, fuck it. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out my way. I'm taking Penix.
So that just contradicts what we just said, though.
I thought it was smart and ballsy.
Because here's the thing. You just said we need to win now. He's sweating because he needs to win now.
No, I didn't say that. What I said that we need a win. I didn't say we need to win it. He needs to win as far as, okay, you are the GM. You need to make some type of decision that's going to benefit us in the long run. And Terry Fontenot felt as if this decision is going to benefit me in the long run. So just in case something happens to it, because he already was receiving backlash because they were like, hey, you giving Kirk Cousins all this money and he has an Achilles injury. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey.
Now he's like, oh, shit. What else can I do? He's like, okay, the best player that he thought on the board was Michael Penix. And he was like, shit, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out my way. It was ball.
I can fix this. I can fix this. Adam, there are 2 ways you can be right here.
Okay.
You can be right because of your typical thought process, or you can be right because of this terrible question you asked. So either way you can be right. I don't think we need to explore this further.
That's fair. Okay, so we'll put a pin in this. Dorian, what do you think of the Jaguars draft?
I mean, I'm thinking it's all right. I mean, we got the receiver that I read that we were looking into anyway, Brian Thomas. So I I don't think.
I
it's
hear
like
no
over the top.
fucking confidence in your voice right now. I hear zero confidence.
Yeah,
You sound
but
like
side
your
note-
mom caught you. You sound like your mother caught you doing something, and you're trying to explain how it wasn't what she thought it was.
No, because thing is, the people who they drafted, I don't really know too much about. So, I'm like, I don't. So I'm like, besides Brian Thomas and the guy from LSU, the Mason Smith kid, the other guys we just have to see. But I didn't know the people that they even drafted. I know they picked up Jarvis Landry, which I don't know why we did that, but
He's been busted for 3 years now, 4 years.
yeah, exactly. He's only getting slower because the last time he ran a 40, I think they said he was like a 4.7. So
Ooh,
like,
tight end speed.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know what's the fuck going on there.
And
But
you guys just cut Zay Jones.
yeah, well, rumor has it that Zay Jones has some issues that's going to be coming down the pipeline. When I read on one of the
That sounds like a
fan posts.
betting issue.
I don't know. They said rumor has it that he got in some trouble like a month ago that could resurface before the beginning of the season. So I don't know if it's betting. I don't know what he did, but because the Jaguars, they were looking at him like, okay, we knew that Ridley was gone, so they wanted Zay Jones to have a more prominent role, but for them to cut him like that, because I was shocked, like, why would you cut Zay Jones? But now I was reading, rumor has it that he had, a little bit of trouble happening, and he might resurface. So Jaguars like, hey, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and separate it before it hits the fan. So I don't know what it is.
I don't think it's gambling. Because if it's gambling, they would come out and said it.
You think he smacked somebody?
Yes. I think there's a police investigation
Well,
somewhere.
hey, let's be honest.
I hope not.
You don't get cut from a team for smacking a dude. Tell me I'm
Facts.
wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're right.
Dudes can get smacked all day and you can keep your paycheck.
Exactly.
So and if they've been saying this for a month, there's some type of investigation.
Yeah.
And as we saw with the Javante Porter thing, like if it's a betting thing, like that happens quick.
It happens quick. Yeah.
It has to. It has to be an execution, a public execution.
Right.
These guys got to know that we will end your career.
Which they did for him.
You will be cooking chicken nuggets if you keep doing this shit.
Yeah. It's like he is banned for life from the NBA.
Don't even feel bad. Fuck that. That was stupid. You can't bet on stuff you got the outcome. It'd be one thing if he was betting on NFL games.
Yes.
Right.
And they were like, hey dude, you can't do this. We're gonna suspend you for 4 games.
Right.
Yeah,
You
because
can't bet on pro sports.
it's like the NFL has a rule that you can't bet in the team facility. So you can like walk outside and make a bet, but you can't do it in the team facility. It's a dumb rule, but it's the rule. As long as you're not betting on NFL games, that's what it is.
I'd be in my car hard rocking it up. Bet my little coffee money.
But yeah, you can't bet on the games in your league, and you sure as hell can't bet on games that you're playing in, especially your stats.
Exactly. That was did he even play? Was he like I didn't think he played.
He was a backup center. So first of all, it was dumb for FanDuel and DraftKings and whomever to put over-unders on a backup center to start with. Okay, let's just put that out there. On top of that, so the games that he would go, well, I'm going to go under my rebounds and points. He'd play for like a minute and go, oh, my leg hurts.
Idiot, dude.
And not only would he be putting money on these games, on these unders, but they actually said that there would be massive amounts of bets on these. So that's how he got caught. It wasn't the fact that they were just they tied his account to the over unders. Oh, like something's not right. They would have caught that eventually. No, they said that the unders for the games in question were some of the most wagered on player props of the year, and they went, shit's wrong. It flagged, like payouts had not even been done on some of these because they've been so out of whack.
Wow. So it sounded like, did he tell people?
Yes.
Sound like he told people, yeah, bet here.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh man. that Porter family, dude. I don't know if they got a curse on them because he got kicked out of the NBA for life, and then Michael Porter Jr.'s other brother got arrested for I
For
think
like killing somebody.
yeah, killing somebody. So shit, man.
Wait. Did you say cursed?
Cursed.
I think they're idiots.
They're cursed with lack of brain cells. Can we go with that?
Cursed
Yeah.
is like some mystical force has put some bad juju on the family. This is dumb behavior. These guys are idiots.
Wow, that's damn. Well, you think he'll play in Europe or something, or
No. No, you think the betting's bad here? Like,
yeah.
they will make you disappear in Europe.
oh yeah, I can totally see him get in bed with the Yakuza or some shit, and the next thing he do it, he's
No.
missing.
No, he's gonna wish you got in bed with the Yakuza because, like, the Serbian mafia.
You know how
Yeah,
mad I
what's
am?
going on.
Hard Rock's over here taking my coffee money, and he's setting himself up to make thousands of dollars because he can control the outcome of his stats.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm losing coffee money, Dorian.
and BJ said it right. They had to make an example out of him.
Chop heads.
Yeah, like
There's no other option.
like they were a step away from head on pikes.
All of us, dude, the internet has never been more abuzz with the NBA and NFL being rigged rumors than it has been the past 2 years.
Yeah,
If they had not cut this man's head off, it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because to be honest with you, the punishment that happened to him isn't enough to stop the rumors anyways.
No.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what else they could have done, but yes.
Shot him in public.
He's not running for president. He can't get away with that.
I mean, I think Tim Donaghy, that referee who was caught in that betting scandal or whatever, I think a lot what he was telling to the FBI was telling, right? I'm right, because he was saying, I mean, he mentioned Jordan. He mentioned like a whole bunch of it. He said, hey, like the whole NBA is rigged. He said not only NBA, he said all the sports is rigged to some point. And then, so that people go, this is a guy who's an insider, which apparently during I believe it was the Knicks Heat series back in '97, I want to say, I think that was the game to where they were questioning because there were some real horrible calls. It was either '97 or '98.
Well, the game that was really in question was that Kings Lakers game. I think it was Game 7. When the Lakers had that massive
2001?
comeback. Yes.
Yeah.
When they had the comeback because the whistle kept blowing, it was a parade to the free throw line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
And what he was saying wasn't so much like the game so much is rigged, but I know when these officials are officiating these teams, this is what happens. I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm just saying these are the data points that I have. You be the judge of what you want to do.
Is that snitching? He didn't give names. Well, no, he didn't.
No, he like I said, he wasn't giving names of people that were betting. He wasn't saying that Stern was directing them to do this. All he said was, when these officials do these games with these teams, this is normally the outcome.
Yeah.
And he said he gave this to his friends, which, with the technology nowadays, you can piece that together yourself. It's going to take some time, but you can do it. But he was telling them, look, when Scott Foster referees the San Antonio game, Tim Duncan's going to foul out. And you know what happens? When Scott Foster referees a San Antonio game, Tim Duncan fouls out. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Damn, man. It's like betting in sports is kind of like that. It's that toxic relationship where they can't get away from each other because they've been doing this shit even back in like boxing in the 50s and
see, and here's the whole thing about sports gambling. Okay, it has always been a thing. Since there's been sports gambling. Because little history lesson. Everybody remembers the 1919 Chicago Black Sox.
Heard of, yeah.
Okay. Why are they called the Black Sox, not the White Sox? Because they rigged the World Series over 100 years ago. It's a thing. It's always been a thing. Now it's more out in the open because it's legalized and whatnot. But because it's out in the open, it's monitored. And these casinos, you want to talk about AI and getting into shit? These casinos have the analytics of every single bet of every single person that makes these bets. You ain't getting shit by them.
Crazy.
Because that's what Caesar's Palace said about the Porter thing is these bets were flagged immediately because they went over a threshold. Okay, you're not gonna get by.
Yeah. Isn't it something to where if, let's say for instance, if you win a certain amount, like they can like cap you out or something? I saw.
I've never had that happen, but you know.
Yeah, because they were saying like I read a story about a person won like $250,000 and they like did a whole background check on him and shit to make sure
Well,
that he was
they can do that. So if bets seem suspicious, as I said with the Porter stuff, that they will hold the payout to do a background check. Now, if everything comes up fine, they'll pay you your money. If you just happen to be really, really good, they'll pay you your money. But if there's anything questionable, that's when they start digging some more. You know, because if you go 70% on betting against the spread in the NFL, they might start to question that. Now, if you just say, hey, look, here's my system, okay. But that's just the way this works. So, but since we're now talking about the NBA, got off the NFL segment, we will go back to Kevin Durant. So, gentlemen, I will ask you 2 questions about Kevin Durant. 1, have we seen his last game? And if we have not, have we seen his last game in Phoenix?
I don't believe we saw his last game, and I believe that he has another season in Phoenix.
Because I know that they're gonna fire Frank Vogel because that's the problem. It's not the complete total lack of anything. Players 4 through 12. I mean,
Yeah, so
Gordon Ramsay cannot make great dishes with shitty ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody has to be the fall guy. Now, I won't be surprised if they move Beal.
How?
I mean, they could find a team that's dumb enough to give them what they're looking for. I hope it's not the Magic. But hell, I've been hearing about us throwing the book at Klay Thompson and over the hill Klay Thompson. So
and D'Angelo Russell.
Oh dear God!
No.
Yeah, you haven't heard that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh. DeVos family. DeVos family.
Yeah. So here are Bradley Beal's numbers from that game on Sunday. 4 for 13, 9 points, 6 fouls, 6 turnovers. His contract runs through 26-27. This upcoming year, it's $50 million a year.
50?
50, 5-0.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's not going nowhere. Shit.
So I reiterate my question: if you want to get rid of Bradley Beal, how?
Yeah, that's.
And Kevin Durant's extension kicks in this year.
So they're gonna stick with their core.
They don't have a choice. Not like they can have draft picks.
I'm looking at the free agents available for the Magic this summer. It's a bad list.
Yeah, the Magic don't really necessarily need a big splashy free agent. They need somebody that can
Right.
score.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, Tobias Harris, James Harden, Pascal Siakam, Gordon Hayward, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Buddy Hield. Those are the top.
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors, kind of percolations and whatever, that if the Clippers lose, Paul George might be interested in coming to Orlando.
No, he's not even a proven winner.
Yeah.
So, but
Of the people you
It-
named, I'd rather have Buddy Hield. And
Yes.
he's
That's what I'm talking about.
I do-
Take
I'm
the pressure off of him to be whatever he thinks he has to be, and just let him score.
I'm gonna stick by my pick that I made a couple weeks ago. I want Malik Monk here in Orlando.
I like Malik.
I mean,
he got some edge to
like,
him.
dude,
He can score.
just go out there and score. Like,
Yeah.
Paio, he needs to be the best player on the team. Boncharo needs to be the best. Everything needs to run through him, but you need somebody to take the pressure off him when he's having a bad night, when teams are doubling him. Just somebody that can score 20 points a game. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And because like right now, this is probably going to change by the time we say this, but right now the Magic are leading Game 5 of their series. The problem is if they win their first round series, I think that's their ceiling right now.
You think
Oh,
they
I
play
like-
Boston next round?
But like even if
I
they
like
weren't
this
playing
attitude.
Boston,
I
but
like this attitude.
that's their ceiling with their roster right now.
But
I like
it's
this attitude.
Now, I personally am invested in them going to the next round, but that's a whole different conversation.
How
'Cause-
exactly are you invested?
Because I accidentally bought playoff tickets.
Oh, much more expensive than your Hard Rock hat.
No, actually, they're not. So, what happened was when the Magic finally made the finals, we were actually out on my little staycation. So I missed the email from the Magic that says, if you want playoff tickets, they're on sale now. If you do not respond to this, you will be charged for your playoff tickets. I didn't see it. So we bought playoff tickets. Now, I've sold the first two and I've made money on them, but
You like,
so it was so funny because like that next day I'm like, I told my wife, so something happened.
Oops.
oh, look at her face. What?
Well,
Going to the playoffs? See
No,
playoff game?
what I
Yeah.
did not realize, and I should have, is that playoff tickets are actually the same cost as regular season tickets.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, what Ticketmaster charges is completely different. So what we were charged as season ticket holders was the same cost that we got charged for the regular season price.
Nice.
So when I say I have a vested interest in the Magic going to the next round, take that for what you will.
So they win tonight. Then Thursday, it's pretty much.
Don't jinx it.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, well, we know the obvious what needs to happen, but it's exciting.
Yeah,
Right?
it's been fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fun actually having a team here that's relevant.
That Magic Facebook page that we all belong to, I think we all do.
Yeah, I'm
Do
on.
we all belong to it?
Yeah.
I've been giving them shit. I don't know if you've noticed. Magic Nation. I don't understand. They're so loud when everything goes wrong, but when everything wins, the page is dead.
Yeah.
So I finally spoke up. I,
Yeah, I
wish
saw
this
that.
I wish this page was as loud when they win as it is when they lose.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw you. Yeah. Did you get any backlash for saying that?
Hell yeah, I got backlash for it. They're all bitches. They're a bunch of whiny bitches. And then somebody, they were talking about people that we should try to get in the off season. Somebody's like, yeah, I think John Morant's going to be available. We should get him. And I told them, I said, we got the gun laws to make it happen. Dude, you can sit in the car and spin a gun on your finger in Florida. They don't give a shit.
So I want to get back to Phoenix real quick. So
Mhm.
here are their top 5 salaries for next season. Okay, so you tell me how they can improve their starting lineup. Okay, so At 1-4, they have Kevin Durant at $51 million. At one guard, they have Bradley Beal at $50 million. At another guard, they have Devin Booker at $49 million. At center, they have Nurkic at $18 million. And at point guard, they have Grayson Allen at $15.6 million.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
So, y'all figure that puzzle out.
That's gonna be pretty
I did.
impossible
Oh.
to try to improve. Because I mean, unless you would or ask yourself, like, of the three, the only person that a team would take a chance on with that big contract would be Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But outside of him, they're not going to take a chance on.
And honestly, if I'm a team, I'm looking at a 36-year-old Kevin Durant, and Phoenix is going to want draft picks for him.
Yep.
And they're going to want we're going to say I want 3 1s and a couple 2s. You're going to be like, fuck you, because you will have those draft picks after he leaves.
Yep.
So no, y'all got yourself into this. You're done. So sorry.
Yeah.
Tough tits, tater chips.
Yep. I mean, it's just like the Lakers. I mean, at this point, the Lakers are just an abyss. We talked about the Magic having a ceiling. I think the Lakers have a ceiling. I think they got super lucky last year to make the conference finals. But I mean, their ceiling is the 6th seed.
Yeah.
And there's nothing
No,
they
their
can do.
ceiling is the LeBron James playing tournament.
Which, fair.
Yeah. So but next year though, it's like, how do they improve their team? Like, it's gonna be difficult to improve their team.
I don't think they do. That's the problem.
And Anthony Davis.
You say problem, I say entertainment.
Yeah, there's that. So, okay, all of these guys are signed through 2025. And I think that's important. Okay. LeBron James, $51 million through 21-25.
He has a player.
I'm sorry, through 2025. Anthony Davis, $43 million through 2025. D'Angelo Russell, $18.6 million through 2025. Rui Hachimura, $17 million through 2026. So realistically, the Lakers suck for a year, clear everyone out. Just literally bottom out. That's their option. Let everyone go and be done with it.
I'm waiting for the sad part.
Could you see a LeBron James or Anthony Davis trying to force their way out of LA?
Wait, could I see LeBron James trying to force him out of a situation that he broke? Is that what you're asking?
Pretty much.
Could I see LeBron James continuing his previous pattern of behavior? That's what you're asking?
Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding the question.
I believe that was the question.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So I say like a month before the NBA season starts, we're going to start hearing the rumors starting to really like heat up.
No, it's going to be the NBA draft. It's going to be whatever team is dumb enough to draft Bronny. Then the rumor is going to kick in. Oh, LeBron wants to go here. LeBron wants to go to play with the Sun.
Yeah. Probably the Washington Wizards draft Bronny. That's going to be hilarious. You're like, dude, Washington? Yeah, Washington.
No, it'd be even funnier if Cleveland drafts him.
How you like those apples? That would be fucking crazy. But Cleveland, I hope they don't draft him. Right now, what Cleveland has is working.
It is.
Try to build on that. I mean,
really?
I mean, they're in the playoffs, at least. You know, are they going to contend for a championship? No. But bringing LeBron back to Cleveland, no, you can't do that. You can't.
But then I go back to, okay, so if you want to bring LeBron back this year, you have to give something up for him.
Yeah, I don't see any teams. I don't see teams desperate enough to give up, their future for LeBron James for like 2 years.
I mean,
Shit.
Phoenix
You
still
don't-
exists. They gave their future for Kevin Durant. BJ, how many first round draft picks does Phoenix have until 2030?
None of them. Draft picks, period. You misspoke.
Yes. They are literally going to just sit out the draft in the next 5 years.
That is crazy, man. That is crazy.
They basically Mike Dick of the draft.
Yes. No, they won up Ditka. Ditka did it for 1 year. They did it for 5.
Yeah, they did 5. Damn. They're not gonna see any talent unless it's free agent. But then again, they got to sign up for.
But no, but that's the problem. They can't sign anybody. They're way over the cap.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked my question to how we started this conversation. Have we seen Kevin Durant's last game? It may not be his decision, but that's the only direction the Phoenix Suns can go, is to ask Kevin Durant, dude, we need you to hang it up.
Well, I highly doubt he's.
I doubt he will too, but that is
Yeah.
literally the only way they can get out of this mess.
Yeah. Basically, they're not getting out of it. You just have
No.
to just weather the fucking storm.
Just be irrelevant.
Yeah. And then to think that it's like, wow, like we got. If you would have said at the beginning of the season that the Suns would be swept by the Timberwolves, I'm pretty sure all of the NBA would just laugh.
Well, let's think about this for a second, okay?
Mhm.
So Steph Curry didn't win a playoff game. LeBron James won one playoff game. Giannis has not played this playoffs. Kevin Durant did not win a playoff game. Kevin Booker did not win a playoff game. Maybe the era of the super team and like signing plays free agencies, to put all your eggs in one basket. Maybe that era has passed.
I've just turned on the Magic basketball game.
Are they still up by 2?
They are still up by 2.
So I've got it. I can't, because I can't do Zoom and stream at the same time. I've gotten it on, got like just the Gamecast. I don't have the actual game on, so I might be a little delayed.
You can't Zoom and stream at the same time.
No, my internet's jacked up. My wife broke our network adapter, so it's not as strong as it could be. Yeah. Seems like every week I come up here like something has broken with my computer.
That's why you shoot people for touching your shit. I'm very proud of the Magic. They're ahead of the schedule.
Yeah.
They're ahead of the schedule. And that's one of the things that got onto the people on the Facebook page about is the Magic are ahead of schedule. Whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, fact of the matter is they're doing better than they should.
Yeah.
They're basically kids.
Mhm.
They're just kids.
Well, and we saw that with game 1. With game 1 in Cleveland, you could see that the playoff nerves got to them.
Of course.
But I noticed kind of once they got their footing in game 3, like they've been playing much better. Obviously, games 3 and games 4 were blowouts. And the big thing was, can they win on the road? Because they're going to have to. Well, as of right now, they are up 87-85 with about 6 minutes to go. Another key point is, can they come back in the fourth quarter? Because they haven't done it all season. Well, as of right now, they have come back in the fourth quarter, because going into the fourth, it was 75-70 Cleveland. So that's a big stat for the Magic to be able to not only win on the road, but also be able to come back. So
Yeah. Some of the comments I was getting were frustrating. Very accusing me of not understanding because they've lost for several years. I've been a fan since 1990. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, like I've been a fan since the Otis Smith and Nick Anderson days. Calm down.
Yes. Yes. I know it all.
Yeah.
about
So
that particular
yes,
Sunday.
they are ahead of schedule. That doesn't mean there can't be improvement. So I am very happy with what they've done this season, and would like them to improve. Again, they need to let Gary Harris retire. and bring in a shooting guard that can average about 20 points a game, and all you do is shoot. Like, dude, just go shoot. So,
Absolutely. Mm.
but while we're talking about the NBA, I will ask you guys: has there been a better series of games than the New York Philadelphia games have been?
Clippers and Mavs have been fun.
Yeah, Clips and Mavs. Yeah.
Wacky does not mean fun.
Yes, it does. When it's somebody else's chaos and not your chaos,
That's
fun.
fair.
Yeah. Which I'm shocked that Philly came back and won tonight. I really thought for certain that New York was going to close it out tonight. Which they still can close it out Thursday,
But here's the thing: you cannot waste Game 5 at home if you're up 3-1.
absolutely.
Because if you waste Game 5 at home, you're up 3-2. You go back to the other team's place, and they're playing with their backs against the wall and all the cliches. You lose that one. It's
up in the air.
Yeah, who knows?
How about Embiid dropping 50 with Bell's palsy?
Yeah, that's insane.
Which I'm not sure it affects more than the muscles in your face, but still.
Well, he can't see. Couldn't see out of one eye.
Good thing that rim's close.
Right.
Yeah, but if you look at that 50-point game, most of his points were on free throws.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe he needs to be freed from Philadelphia.
Yeah. And I guess that's, I know I asked it last week, is with Joel Embiid. Let's say the Knicks pull this series out and Philadelphia again flames out in the first or second round. What does that say about Embiid? Where does he go from here, and where do they go from here?
Well, he did say that Philly was his team, and he said
Supposed to say that under contract.
Yeah,
that's true.
Which is like, hey, I know I'm married to this team for 3 years, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Imagine you go into the media and saying that you'd really like to work for Munns.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things you got to do.
Right. It's gonna be difficult because I mean, I believe that him, Tyrese Maxey, and another scorer can still be prevalent in.
How about just a fucking point guard?
Yeah. But who though? Now, which he's not going anywhere. But the type of point guard they need is someone equivalent to Drew Holiday. They need that type of like point guard leadership that can help contribute, getting 15 points a game, 2 steals, defensive presence. They need that type of point guard. The thing about it is those type of point guards are on teams that are winning and championship level teams. Like, for example, like a Mike Conley.
Well, this is the chicken or the egg. Are they allowing the team to? Are they making the team win, or does the team win because they have a guy like that? If you have a traditional point guard that looks more to facilitate than score, is that better for the team than to have a scoring point guard like a Derrick Rose?
Got you. So it's like Chris Paul playing on Philly. Do you think he'd make an immediate impact?
No, because he's 87 years old. But a guy like him, yes.
Yeah. But are there any point guards that's like him though? If you think about it, Chris Paul may be the last of a dying breed.
The only one I can think of, and he wasn't really good at it, was John Wall. Now, Markelle Fultz is a good distributor, good facilitator. He likes to think he's a shooter, and he's not.
There's not a great crop of point guards this offseason if everything stands the way it is right now. You're looking at Lowry, Lonzo Ball, D'Angelo Russell, Markelle Fultz, Tyus Jones, Monte Morris, Gary Payton II, Reggie Jackson, Kira Lewis, not even sure who that is, Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverly, Maxey, Cameron Payne, and Emmanuel Quickley, Dennis Smith Jr. That's just the top 10 plus or so. That's not what you want to see if you're looking for a point guard.
No.
Orlando.
Ooh.
So, but Embiid's been in the league for what, 10 years now?
Kyle Lowry's 38 too.
Yeah. So, I mean, at what point do you just go, you are who you are?
Mm.
Now, I think it's great that Max is taking the leap and Max is coming into his own. But I'm not sure that I'm not sure a team can win a championship with Joel Embiid being the best player on that team.
So it sounds like you're saying that they need another bona fide, like score, like another all-star type
Well, I
player.
think that's what Maxi can be,
Yeah.
but they need to realize like this is Maxi's team now.
Mm.
Look,
Do you think
I'm
it's
the
a-
captain.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You think the situation like kind of like how when Dwayne Wade went to the Heat and like you start to see that it was starting to become Dwayne Wade team even though Shaq was there, like that type of scenario.
Well, that was also Shaq who was starting to kind of wane because by the time he was in Miami, he was in the league for 10 years already. So and Shaq knew his place.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to think like what point guard that could.
Did you miss BJ's running through the list of
There are none.
There aren't
It'd have
none.
to be a
Right.
trade. If it's not a
Right,
trade,
right.
it's
Or
not
no,
happening.
that's what I'm thinking about trade, like a trade, like who, like, like a which they probably won't trade him, but like a Fred Van Vliet, or um the other point guard out of um what team he played for, or like the backup point guard for the Kings, the young kid. Um, he played for Baylor.
Oh,
I
I
can't
can't
think of
think of
his
his
name.
name.
I think his, but he's the backup to,
Davian Mitchell?
yeah, David Mitchell. Yeah, Davian Mitchell. Yeah, I mean, he won't be. I don't know. It's just Philly. Philly has to get a facilitator. Tyrese Maxey, he's not a facilitator.
Maybe Ben Simmons. Oh, sorry.
You want a world war? I can see it being no, no. He is not playing. No, I don't want that pussy playing on my team. No, no. Um, uh, um, yeah, it's just gonna be interesting, man. Because I don't
Well,
Philly's.
and here's the thing: like if a team realizes they have a good asset, they're gonna keep him. They're gonna extend him and do all that stuff.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean you can't trade for him, but then you gotta give something up.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to give something up. It's crazy, man.
So, but it, I I see like New York's getting better. Boston's going to be where they are for at least another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
The Magic, I hope, improve. I don't want them to cap out here. I hope they're improving. So I mean that's right there. You're slotted to the 4th seed already.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Indiana's, if they can play defense at all.
Yeah.
Giannis isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, the Heat more likely going to improve.
So
So yeah. Um, yeah. Outside of those teams, I mean, Toronto is a wild card. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen there. Um, but yeah, outside of those four teams, I mean, the East is, can pretty much be wide open. Okay. I did hear a rumor about uh Atlanta's kind of pondering Trey Lance, not Trey Lance. Wow.
Trey
Trey
Young,
Young.
Trey Lance, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So they were contemplating on seeing if they what fillers that they could get for Trae Young. And I said, I remember when they made that trade and they allowed Luka to go to Dallas. I was like, why would they let Luka go to Dallas?
Because they didn't
But
know. I mean,
Yeah, they
remember
misread that
that
situation.
was a draft day trade.
I'm like, they have to be shooting themselves in the foot right now. What the fuck did we do?
I mean,
What?
it's not easy to do.
No.
No, understand?
Drafting, I don't even know if there's a skill involved in that. I think it's like some intangible thing that some people possess and some don't.
Right,
And because you have
'Cause
you,
look how many aren't good at it.
yeah.
right.
And I always wonder with the draft, is it the player or is it the system that the player was drafted into, or
Well,
both?
why would you draft a player that doesn't fit your system?
Because you don't understand that
Right.
player. Yeah.
So, but think about it. How many GMs are actually good at it, and how many are bad? And they get paid millions of dollars to be average or less at it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a rare thing. It's a rare quality to
Yeah.
be a top notch GM.
Yeah, because you have to know your system. You have to know the game to know how your system fits into that game.
And you have to read people because somebody could fit a system but be a complete moron
Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly.
and just be a knucklehead and cause problems and be out drinking all night, or like there's much more that goes into it than just looking at physical talent, because if that was the case we could do it.
Yeah. And you have to take all that into account, but also take into account that the fans and the media are going to hype people up. And if you don't go with them, you're going to get crucified, especially if it doesn't work.
Exactly. So what do you think Sam Presti's formula is? He's been successful ever since the Spurs. So what do you think his formula is? Because
Well, didn't he, wasn't he the one that drafted Philly? Wasn't he the trust the process guy?
No, was it Sam? Well, yeah, what was he? Like Sam Presti, R.C. Buford. Those because Sam Presti came from San Antonio tree, right?
Yes.
Who's the guy that was like killing it with Oklahoma? He was Rob Hennigan's boss.
I thought it was Sam Presti.
I don't know. Hold on one second.
Because he was killing it. At one
Yeah.
point, they had like years full of first round draft picks.
Yep.
Okay, so I did misspeak. So Sam Presti's been with Oklahoma City since 2007. So
Okay.
he was not the Philadelphia trust the process guy.
Okay.
So
He's
answer to
probably the best GM in basketball.
Yes. Yes, Sam Presti. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Now-
like he just sheds contracts, acquires draft picks, and picks correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got Alexander, Giddy,
Chet.
Yeah. Chet Holmgren.
yeah. So like he
Dort.
assembles teams. The Magic are coughing this up.
Yeah, they're down by 4 now.
It was tough to watch.
Yeah. So, but the thing with him in the past, he had players he was able to draft, but he couldn't get the team to pay. That's why they had to let everyone go. Now I think that they've come around going, hey, we pay these guys, we can be relevant for a while.
Yeah.
And did you guys see that letter that he wrote to the Boston Globe? It was basically, oh God, I think it was like the mid 90s. Yeah, because it was he went through this whole big thing of who the Celtics should draft and why they should draft him, and it was about Jason Kidd.
Wow.
Yeah. He knew back then what to do, what to look for in players.
I'm telling you, it's not a common thing. If it was, there'd be a lot more, a lot better. There'd be
Yeah.
a lot more winning teams in the NBA.
It's hard to have a system, to have the conviction in yourself in that system, find players that fit that system and can improve in that system, and do the contract negotiations to keep everyone happy.
I feel
It's
like
hard.
I feel like it's much harder to be an NFL GM.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
can
in
see
the NBA, you at least can go over the salary cap. You cannot in the NFL.
Well, it's not just that too, but now we're banking on players who make money using violence.
Hmm.
So like they have to be able to turn it off when they leave the practice field and the game field. Like it's like an added element to it of are they able to function in society while also being violent 5-6 days a week.
Yeah. But with the
Not to
NBA,
mention the sheer numbers.
yeah,
There's 10 times the amount of people, or no, there's 12 players in the NBA team.
there's like 4 times the amount of players.
4 times the amount of people involved in the situation. Not to mention double or triple the coaches. So I mean, it's just feel like the situation is much bigger.
And you have to like, and going back to being an NBA GM, you have to understand how the big stage is going to impact somebody. Because like a player like Anthony Black, for example, from Arkansas, who can shoot in college, can't make a bucket on the NBA court. Like, how does this happen? Why does this happen? Yeah, we joke about it. We try to be NFL, GMs and NBA GMs. It is freaking hard, and we don't even do the contract negotiations. Now, granted, would we have done the Phoenix thing? You trade your entire future for 3 players, one of which was getting old, one of which has never done anything in the playoffs. Yeah, probably not. But whatever. It is hard to do roster management with the contract negotiations and making sure that every piece fits together.
And you got tons of people in your ears. I mean,
Yeah.
you got the owners like, hey, like make it happen. You like, I'm trying to make it happen, but you're telling me only offer him this. Well, get it done.
Yeah.
This is be tough.
It looks like the Magic just missed a game-tying shot with 3 seconds left.
Yep.
So, come back for Game 6.
Mm.
So,
No.
so I want to get to our Florida segment, and I'm going to title this Florida, where our governor doesn't kill puppies.
Oh, they didn't miss it. It was blocked at the basket. That was a good play.
Okay. So, BJ, do you have anything for our Florida segment this week?
I mean, it's just more of the usual. Between the alligators and our governor, like, Jesus Christ.
I have something.
Oh.
Let's see it.
They found, I think I sent it to you guys, but they found monkeys in Groveland, right behind
saw
South Lake
that.
High School.
Yes.
And the students, one student thought it was a bright idea to try to get out and get close to it. And they're like, these monkeys can have all types of shit. Hepatitis, rabies, you name it. You can't.
Do you know
like
where
they were
came
actually
from?
no, they don't know where it came from, but this was the first sighting.
The monkey, my friend's seen monkeys in Oklahoma. So here's the deal. The state took over Silver Springs where there were monkeys on the island from the Tarzan movies.
Mm-hmm.
The idiots stopped feeding the monkeys. Monkeys aren't going to die.
Right.
They swam across the springs.
Right.
And now they've lived in Florida. And if you know rural Florida, it's just a bunch of trees.
Right.
Monkey heaven.
So question.
And so these monkeys have a form of herpes that is deadly to humans, by the way. Herpes C, I believe is what it is.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah, go play with those monkeys, see what happens.
I know. So in Leesburg, that is Monkey Island for real? You know what I'm talking about? Like that's the island off of Ski Beach. You go Ski
Look,
Beach.
Anything named after monkeys in Leesburg, I'm a little skeptical of.
I didn't think about that actually. I'll think about it.
Yeah.
apparently I was told that there are actual
I mean,
like monkeys,
I'm doubt that.
animal monkeys.
Doubt that.
uh, wow. But yeah. So I guess it is just a myth. I'm gonna jump all. Um, but yeah. So they found monkeys in Groveland. There's a reserve in Volusia County where this woman she spent like over 30 years like getting monkeys from uh Marion County or the Net National Forest or whatever, or Cal National Forest. And she was saying the same thing you said, DJ, like if there's no food, they will roam for food. And that's what's happening. They she said that
Bro,
you can
that's
find them
why
in the
they're still
backyard.
here.
Right,
It's
right,
because they adapt.
right, exactly. So yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man. Like Florida is really turning to like it's kind of like Jumanji.
Yeah,
Bro,
Like,
they found python DNA just south of Orlando in the water.
doesn't
really,
surprise me.
yeah, yeah. Um, I know too that I saw that they found a couple of iguanas in Kissimmee, but they're thinking that they were someone's pets, but someone found an iguana in their home and they called someone to catch it in Kissimmee, but they're thinking it's someone's pet.
So, for those of you who are new to Florida, obviously not anytime soon because it's going to be hotter than hell the next couple months. But in the winter, when the weather drops below about 45 degrees, yes, it is true. It does rain iguanas. That is a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's especially in South Florida. Like, and the thing is, they're not dead.
Nope.
They are not dead. They're just frozen.
Yeah, I
Give
had
you a thumbs
somebody.
up.
I had somebody at work. Then when that came across, they're like, "Is this a joke?" It's like, no, it's a thing. They're
No,
like,
it's a
what?
thing.
No, it's a thing.
It exists.
Yeah, yeah. And then also too, someone put out a bulletin to, and they were talking about the difference between a water snake and a cottonmouth, because apparently, uh,
There's a
someone
difference.
tried to touch a cottonmouth, and they were like, "Dude, that's not a water snake. That's a fucking cottonmouth." No, it's a water snake. He's in the water. Cottonmouths can swim. Snakes can swim.
Don't care. It's in the water. I don't want anything to do with it.
It, exactly. So I'll send I'll send this because somebody had put it in a post and they were like, "Look, these are the difference." And I thought it was hilarious. That's it. Yeah, so,
Those water moccasins are thick too.
yeah,
Damn near a Coke can laying there.
yeah.
By the way, okay, so you see, for those who can't see what Dwayne had just sent to the group chat, he sent a comparison of the water snakes versus cottonmouths and all the characteristics. And by the way, if you're getting close enough to see the characteristics on the different snakes, you're too damn close.
Facts. Facts. You just get away from it as fast as you can. The thing about it is though, like I remember the first time I saw a rattlesnake in Yalaha. We were playing in the Orange Grove, and I heard like some round. I'm like, please don't tell me that's a snake. And they were like, no. And then someone I won't say their name, but they had nerve to say, no, rattlesnakes don't like oranges. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. So what we did was it was a little baby rattler, and it was like in the bushes, and you can clearly see it shaking his rattle. And like we ran like hell. And it was about what? Maybe it was like the size of a ruler, right? But one thing that I also realized too, if you find a baby snake, times out of 10, mama and papa somewhere around. So it was terrifying. Man. Still remember it to this day.
Yeah, I'm. If I see a snake, I ain't touching it. because you know why? Because it's either going to take care of me or it's going to take care of the rats that might be by wherever I'm at. So
Right.
fine, have fun, enjoy, go to the smorgasbord.
Exactly.
I'm good.
Exactly.
You never try to pick up a snake?
I have, but I don't want to.
You never try to get on an alligator?
No.
Okay.
You did that shit?
Tried to, yeah. Crocodile. I blame crocodile hunter. The thing is, though, it hauled ass before we got within 6 feet.
Nah.
Grew up on Yalaha, Doran. What the hell you want from me?
Yeah, but still, I mean, I grew up in Laha too, but there's no way in fucking hell I'm getting close to an alligator. I still remember the time to where we, me, my mom, my brother, we came home from somewhere, and what happened was my mom parked the car, and my brother saw alligator go under the car, and he was like, "Mom, there's an alligator in the car," and then she was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah," and we saw the tail, so we're screaming, right? Oh shit! So we had some hot dogs. So we took the hot dogs and we threw it across uh the road. That alligator saw it and zoom went straight into the fucking bushes, and we all jumped out and just ran into the house. We even left the groceries in the car. That's how terrified we were. But yeah, man, it gets real out here, man.
Yeah, it is a different country in Florida. We are south of the South, and the further south you go, the more northern it becomes.
Yeah. That is true.
So yeah, BJ was talking about like it's the same shit. It's our dumbass governor. So you guys may have heard, or you may not have, because I know you've been busy. So President Biden is looking to reclassify marijuana, basically take it off the upper narcotics list and make it decriminalize and all that kind of fun stuff. Here in Florida, it's going to be on the ballot here in November to completely legalize marijuana. Okay, I think my personal opinion, you guys can disagree with it if you want, is that it should be legalized, it should be regulated, it should be taxed, all that kind of fun stuff. But as long as you do all those three, you're fine. DeSantis, our dumbass governor, has said that even if the measure passes, if people vote for it and say, yes, we want it, he will do everything within his power to stop it from becoming true.
He really doesn't want to keep his job.
No.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. He doesn't care because he cannot be governor again. He is term limited after 2026, and he cannot be governor anymore. That doesn't mean he can't be a representative or senator or whatnot, but yeah, he's done after this. So he doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, if you drive the roads in this state, you obviously know it needs more tax money.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
But that's socialism. So you know what? Rhonda DeSantis is correct. We should stop socialism. We should stop all social programs. So the police officers, they shouldn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want anything socialism. So defund the police. That's what he is asking for.
Yeah. Basically. Basically, yeah. That's different.
How? You ask that question, their heads explode, and then it just kind of goes away.
Because they keep our streets safe.
Well, like I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I was arguing with a guy on Reddit, and that was probably my first biggest problem.
You can't do that.
But he was adamant that ESPN has declined because of DEI.
Wow.
And I went,
I'm not shocked.
how? Stephen A. Smith. Yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
No.
I mean, you sure could, but everybody think you're crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. Man.
Because apparently Skip Bayless was the diversity hire.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
White people couldn't have done any better than that. Great.
Shit, man. There's a Facebook group I'm in that's, Mom, the white people are white people, and again, and it's basically just Hicks like bathing themselves in mayonnaise.
Speaking of Skip Bayless, do you think he's on his way out? I think it's time for him to just go back to writing columns, get off the air.
I think he needs to be off the air. I don't think he'll go back to writing columns.
Mm.
So
His voice period is starting to wear thin.
Yeah.
His opinions, his approach is starting to wear thin.
Right.
So I think when his contract is up, I don't think it'll be renegotiated, and I don't think it'll be picked back up. That doesn't mean that he'll go back to writing column, because you got to understand that when these writers get elevated from, just a beat thing on a local newspaper to national TV personality, they don't go back.
Gotcha.
He'll probably do the Jason Whitlock thing and just be on his own show on Shitter and be fine.
So Undisputed, that's not his show, right? That's
No,
Fox.
it's his show.
Oh, it is show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's his show.
But that doesn't mean that when his contract is up, that it can't be Undisputed with Shannon and insert name here. Because Mike and Mike was Mike and Mike until Mike and Mike became no more.
Right. Over the years, like I really like JJ Redick's take on like the NBA and things of that nature. He seems more even keel as far
He's
as
not bad.
seeing things. Yeah,
That's probably why he's, they're looking to get him into coaching.
yeah. Because he was explaining, because they were like, hey, in college, like you're the fucking man in the NBA. It seems as if you took a step back. He was like, I didn't take a step back. He said the thing that people don't understand. He said college. He says 1 out of every 10 players can play defense in college. He said when out in the NBA I came in, 1 out of every 2 to 3 people can play defense. And he said, back then is what he was saying. So he was saying he was saying I really had to bust my ass to be able to come off the screens and hit those 3-pointers. He said in college, a lot of the college players were lazy. So he said it was nothing for me to get the ball and spot up and then go the next way, knowing that it's splashing. He said NBA. He said when I first came in, when he got drafted by the Magic, he said you coming off a screen. He said it's nothing for the center to bump you and you run into Shaq to throw you off of your rhythm. He said it's all about rhythm in the NBA. And then he said I had to find my rhythm. When I started getting my rhythm, he said that's when I was able to hold court. So, he has some pretty good insight.
What worries me about JJ, is he'll go to coaching and we will lose that insight and the team will gain it. But I think that will be good for the NBA, is that he'll go kind of how Tony Romo has gone, where when he first got into announcing, he was fantastic because he was just removed from the game. So he knew kind of where everything was. But as he gets further and further away from the game, he's still very good. Don't get me wrong. Romo is still a very good commentator and analyst, but he'll lose some of that insight because he'll be like, well, when I came into the league 15 years ago, well, that doesn't mean anything. Like you just pointed it out. Like when he came into the league, every other guy could play defense. That's not the case anymore. Now it's back to the way he was talking about college, where 1 of every 3 or 4 guys plays defense.
Yeah. Do you think, speaking on that, do you think the NBA is gonna morph back into being more defensive minded?
I think it already has. Look at the scores of the first round playoff games. Okay, very few of them are more than 110 points.
True.
So I mean, just pulling up the league as a whole, So all but 4 teams averaged 110 points a game. And we're talking Memphis, Portland, Charlotte, and Detroit. Okay, those are the only teams that didn't average 110 points a game. Most of the playoff games that we're seeing are not getting 110 points. Even the Magic game tonight was a 105, 104, 104, 103. I know it was a 1 point game, but it was close. But the Philly New York game, Philly had 112 points in overtime.
Yeah.
So I think the NBA is getting back to emphasizing defense, allowing teams to play defense. I don't think it'll ever go back to the Heat and Knicks era. I think there's more better players now, but I also think that there is a line that you could walk.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like last night, there were no teams scored 110 points. The night before, breaks my theory, 3 of the 4 games everyone did. Yeah, and it's very, very few. So I think the NBA is trying to kind of get back and emphasize defense. So I do want to. I know I touched on it a while ago. I want to read you that letter. Okay, this was written by a 16-year-old Sam Presti. Okay. I am writing this letter to voice my opinion about the rebuilding process of the Boston Celtics. Where has Celtic pride gone? The rebuilding of a West massive dynasty must begin now. We need to clean house, let players go, clean up salary room for our draft picks. Although the draft is not incredibly deep, I do see a future star on the horizon. Jason Kidd from the University of California has the skills and pure basketball sense to be a superstar and savior of a struggling franchise. Kidd may well be the best passer in all of basketball right now, and is only a sophomore. He has incredible skills, but what will impress coaches and scouts even more is his knowledge of the game. Very rarely do you see kids misuse the clock at the end of a game, turn the ball over under pressure, or make the wrong choice on a fast break. The only weak part of his game is outside shooting. Although he struggled with his shooting percentage as a freshman, as a sophomore he's made dramatic improvement. The last point I'll make is that Jason Kidd is a winner. He's won 3 championships in high school, took an unknown team to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament. Not to mention, he knocked out defending champion Duke in the March Madness. The Celtics must realize that in order to rebuild, they need a solid nucleus and a strong point guard to run the team. Kidd is the franchise's chance to start and rebuild a team that was once the best in the world. Written by a 16-year-old Sam Presti.
Wow.
I cannot state that enough. When we were 16 years old, we were watching basketball, but it was not like this.
Yeah, not like that. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, he's just one of those brilliant minds, man. For basketball, I think so. So Sam Presti, was it him in San Antonio first, or was it R.C. Buford, and then
R.C. Buford was first in San Antonio?
Okay, and then that's when Sam Presti came up under R.C. Buford.
Yes.
Okay. So who was the person that found? So R.C. Buford drafted Tim Duncan. But
Yes.
it was Sam Presti who got Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Man, that's crazy.
Yep. So in that year that he was talking about the Jason Kidd draft, Kidd actually went second. Do you remember who went first?
Grant Hill.
No. Grant Hill went
Was it
third.
Grant Hill? Really?
Yes.
Somebody
Hold
who
on.
should-
This is
somebody who shouldn't have gone
94.
first.
This is 94.
Happy Penny.
No. That was 93.
No, that'd be Chris Webber. If it was
Yeah,
that draft,
technically,
Chris Webber was
yes.
drafted first and then traded for Penny.
Okay, that's right.
94.
94.
I would say the Celtics did not have the number 1 draft pick. They picked Eric Montross that year, so that's
Okay. Because I know that Jason Kidd and Grant Hill were the first NBA players to share Rookie of the Year.
correct. They were drafted
Okay.
second and third.
Who was first? 94. 94. 94. So it was 94 going into so I'm trying to figure out. All right, 94. So 94, 94. I think I knew Ray Allen.
No.
Oh no, that's right.
Would it
Ray
help if I
Allen was
told you
not
who
on
was
there.
drafted by the Bucks?
Glenn Big Dog Robinson. Glenn Robinson. Glenn Robinson. Wow, I didn't know
From
he.
Purdue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Purdue. He's not their leading scorer anymore. Right, all time leading scorer anymore. Right?
I don't think
For
so.
Purdue. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh, from Purdue? No. Zach Edey's the all-time leading scorer.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Dog Robinson. And the thing, it was crazy. In college, he played power forward
Yep. And he played small forward in the NBA.
in NBA, right? And I think his son plays overseas. Glenn Robinson the third. I think he's overseas now because he played at Michigan with that one point guard. I can't think of his name. The Trey.
Yeah.
That guy.
What's his
Trey
name?
Burke.
Yeah, Trey Burke. Yeah, he played with Trey Burke.
Yeah, Glenn Robinson III is playing in the G League with the Wisconsin Herd.
Oh, he's a G League now.
Yes.
Mhm. Um. So so for college basketball. All right. Outside. Okay. What other college basketball team is more iconic than the Fab Five?
Like,
Atlanta Rebels.
yeah,
Okay.
the Tarkanian UNLV
Running
team.
Rebels.
I mean, Patrick Ewing's Hoyas kind of like brought everything on the scene though too.
Okay. See that's with Patrick Ewing, David Wingate, um, Reggie Williams. That Georgetown
Yeah.
team, 85, right? 85 Warriors.
I thought Ewing was drafted in '84.
Okay. Okay.
But what really helped that was the fact that we go back to ESPN. ESPN was coming onto the scene. Everybody was getting cable. What's this ESPN thing? They needed content and went, hey, there's a game down the street.
Mm.
Good game. You know, Big Monday. Big Monday was basically all Big East games.
He knew that. So what about Jordan's North Carolina team? Well, no, they didn't even have a lot of hype. I didn't. The honestly, the only team that I can remember outside of Michigan having a lot of hype was UNLV.
I would say the AD Kentucky team when
Was
Anthony
that
Davis was there.
2012?
I believe so.
2012, yeah. Yeah, they had a squad. Yeah, they definitely had a squad. Um, I gotta say, uh, one of the most intriguing teams for me was that Arizona team where they had it was um I think it was Richard Jefferson, Gilbert Arenas, uh, Michael Wright, which he passed away a couple of years ago. That Arizona team because they were kind of unorthodox. Because when you look at them, they were like, but they could really play. But they lost to Duke. That's when Duke had Jason Williams, uh, Carlos Boozer, Mike Dunleavy. Uh, I'm missing Nate James, I believe, and then it's one more player I can't think of right now for Duke. But that 2001 Arizona team was interesting because if you like, Like let's say you're playing pickup ball, and you look at like they were a weird looking team because they also had I think his name the point guard was Garner. He was number 22. He was a short point guard. He was like 5'9", 5'10". He could shoot it. Um, but he couldn't guard Jason Williams. Jason Williams is a legit 6'2". So 5'9", 5'10" versus 6'2". You know, unless you're Allen Iverson, but outside of that, there's not a lot of short point guards. Uh,
Okay, so the 2001, 2001 Arizona Wildcats.
mhm.
Okay, so they had Richard Jefferson, LaRon Williams, Gilbert Arenas, Luke Walton,
That's
Jason
right. Luke
Gardner,
Walton's on the team. Jason Garner, that's his name. Jason Garner.
and they lost in the championship game to Duke.
That's the Jason Williams Duke team with Carlos Boozer, those guys.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting. You bringing up iconic college basketball teams. The teams that we remember are not the teams that won the championship.
That's
Because
true.
BJ brought up the Patrick Ewing, Georgetown Hoyas. They didn't win.
Right.
This
They lost
Arizona
to
team lost to Villanova, I think.
Villanova, yeah, with Ed Pickney. Villanova Wildcats.
Slamma Jamma.
Yeah,
Houston lost to NC State.
right.
Michigan, the Fab Five, lost to Duke and in North Carolina.
And North Carolina. Yeah. So do you think it's the personalities that we remember the most?
Yes,
Well, let's see.
that's why you remember the team.
Yeah.
Unless they're just dominant, like the Unival team that BJ listed. But again, those are personalities. Grandmama was a personality.
Right. Right.
Greg Anthony was a personality. But they also beat the crap out of teams.
Yeah. 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 There's another team too, like the Duke team. Uh, the Duke team that had Trajan Langdon. Um, I think Chris Collins was their starting point guard. Uh, I think it was Jeff Capel. He's coach now of Oklahoma. I think Jeff Capel. Uh, like that Duke team. I remember that Duke team because I remember they I think they lost to Kentucky in the Final Four or the Elite Eight, and that's the year that Kentucky won a championship. They had Ron Mercer.
Was that 96?
Yeah, yeah, it was 96. I believe it was 96 when Kentucky beat them. I think it was the Elite Eight, either
Yeah,
Elite
because
Eight or.
that's a year that BJ likes to forget.
What year do you speak of?
1996, Kentucky win the national championship in basketball.
Rude.
Who was it that they beat in the Final Four? I mean, the championship.
Really?
I'm trying to think.
BJ, do you want to do this or you want me to?
No, I don't need to say it.
Oh, it was Syracuse.
He's just being mean.
It was Syracuse. 'Cause honestly, I was pulling for John Wallace and Syracuse to win. I was because I had his jersey.
Who wasn't? He was the one that got him there.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he doesn't have back issues from carrying that team on his back all the time.
T-Max special.
yeah. Because somebody didn't hold on. Was Todd Bergen on that
Freshman.
team? Oh, he's a freshman. Okay, all right. Yeah, because he can hoop, man. Todd Bergen was a stud. Because when John Wallace left, that's when it was Todd Bergen, um, another Syracuse guy who got drafted in '90. I can't think of his name.
Is it Lawrence Moten?
Yeah, I thought Lawrence Moten left with John Wallace.
So
Oh,
you're talking-
was it
talking about the
was
97
it
team?
Ethan Thomas? Is it because Ethan Thomas was a
Ethan-
freshman? Was it him?
Excuse me. Hold on. I'm about to find
Because
out.
because that next year in '97, Syracuse was good, and I thought Todd Bergen was
Yeah,
their leading.
Eton Thomas
Yeah,
was
Eton
there,
Thomas. Yeah,
and Jason Hart.
Jason Hart. Jason Hart was nice. He was a point guard. I like Jason Hart. He was nice. So Jason Hart, Eton Thomas, Todd Bergen, and we're missing the
I'm looking
shooting
at 98,
guard.
99.
That's 98, 99.
No, I'm looking at next year. That's when
Yeah.
Preston Shumpert showed up.
Preston Shumpert. I liked him. He was number 3, number 5.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I like Preston Shumpert. Yeah, he was a smooth he was a combo guard that can shoot. He had a smooth stroke. I
He was like
remember.
a 2-3.
Yeah. He's like I'm more of a swing guy. But he had a smooth jumper.
So, getting back to a team that actually won the championship, I'm going to go back to BJ's UNLV Rebels that won the championship in '90. So this team had Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt, Stacey Ogman, and Greg Anthony. That's a pro team play in college.
Yeah.
They won their championship game over Duke, 103-73.
Was Grant Hill there? It was before Grant Hill.
I think it was before Grant Hill.
Okay.
Pull up the roster real quick. Bobby Hurley was there. Christian Laettner was there. Grant Hill was not. Grant Hill came in the following year.
And
that's when they beat UNLV.
Yeah. Beat UNLV. Yeah. Yeah. Grant Hill, people underestimate how athletic Grant Hill was. I was telling somebody there was a reel, and they had his all-time dunks, and he dunked on Jordan. He dunked on Jordan. I believe he dunked on Shaq. He was with Detroit. I think his last year in Detroit, I believe. So Grant Hill was very athletic, and the thing is, he had handles too. Grant Hill was nasty. He was definitely nasty. And Grant Hill almost didn't play basketball. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Well, because his dad played football.
Right, but his mom was putting him into piano lessons. She wanted him to learn classical music, and then he begged his dad to talk to his mom about playing sports. And then she said, I'm gonna let you try for 1 year, and if you don't do well in it, you going back to playing piano. And then that's when it was basketball. That's when he started excelling in basketball. But yeah, he said he almost didn't play.
Yep.
It's crazy, man.
Well, gentlemen, I think we can wrap it up there. So this has been Sandlot Sports.
Peace.